hello. How are you guys doing today? Okay, let me find myself on here. Okay, add, hurry up. Hurry up, add. I'm trying to tack. All right, hello. How are you guys doing? How are you all doing this morning, this day, this night, wherever you guys are at? Hi, I am Ruby Q, and this is Mindful Monday, where I talk about stuff that helps me and helps you. Where I vent and you vent, we all vent. Crystal, hi. Robert, Dipolar, Danielle, hello all. So I'm working on Flower Girl, which I renamed Midsummer Girl. And the tray is from Bella Art de Nicole. The pen is from Chroma Pens. The minder is from Kim's Needle Minders and Kim's Needle Minders and More. Okay, so hey Dawn, Bev B, hi, hello. So today's topic is about anger. I'm angry. Okay. Who here? Raise your hand. Here, like literally, like put an emoji raising your hand if you've ever been angry. If you haven't, then I don't think you're a human being. Because everybody gets angry, right? We all have our moments, sometimes. Well, first of all, let me explain. There's anger, and then there's road rage. Okay, I'm not talking about road rage, guys. Okay, like when you're angry because someone cut you off, and you're like, "What the flip?" and blah blah blah. Okay, no. What's up, brother Jeremy? I am talking about anger. What you feel like when you're like mad at someone, right? Or when you're hurt. Because sometimes, well, obviously, hurt and anger, they go together, right? Like peanut butter and jelly. So Naomi, hey girlfriend. All right, so now a lot of people are like, well, anger is really bad, and people who have anger, like people who express their anger have anger issues, but that's not true. I mean, unless you do it like 24/7, then yeah, like there's a problem. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you? But I feel like sometimes people don't tell other people they're upset. Like they don't express their anger towards anyone, and that's not healthy. I'm not saying yell at them, okay, but let them know that you're angry because it gets it off your chest. Sometimes people yell and they take their anger out on other people. It is very hard not to do that when you're angry, especially if you're angry at someone. But there's other ways you can go about it, you know? But first, let's talk about why anger is healthy. Because anger is healthy. Just like crying is healthy for you, right? Anger is also healthy for you. And people don't really talk about it because people associate anger with anger issues and having to go to anger management. But that's not how, that is not how it works. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit! Wow, look at you guys. My little bracelet stuck to my minder. What? You see this? Look. What the? That's cool. I'm like squirrel. Okay, so like that movie. Let's see who else is in here. Annette. Hello, Annette. Okay, so anger. Why is anger healthy? Anger is designed to promote survival. Okay. Anger's discharge is calming. Okay. So when you're angry, you experience physical and emotional pain. When you experience physical and emotional distress, anger strongly motivates you to do something about it. As such, anger helps you cope with the stress by first discharging the tension in your body. And by doing so, it calms your nerves. That's why you may have an angry reaction and then feel calm afterward. So, many people like me, I like to scream in my pillow. And I'm like, but like after I do that, I have like this big weight off my shoulders. And I'm like, oh, that actually felt good. Like I'm not going to do that outside because people are going to be like, what the hell, this crazy woman? Like, what is going on? So, and a way that you can express your anger is by yelling into a pillow, and it works, guys. It really does. It may seem like, oh, am I crazy? No, this you just, you're screaming into a pillow so that you don't scream at someone or kill someone even, okay? I'm saying, come on, Friday nights, true crime. I don't want you to be on my true crime, Friday night lives. So, let's express anger a healthy way. Okay? Okay. Um all right, so let's read more into this. Anger provides a sense of control. Okay. Anger is related to a deep need for control. Anger protects what is ours, helping us feel in charge rather than helpless. The function of anger is to inflict costs or withhold benefits from others to increase our welfare. Individuals who experience and display their anger appropriately are in a better position to fulfill their needs and control their destiny than those who suppress their anger. That said, it's important to guard against becoming obsessed by the sense of power anger may inflict. Okay. Okay, so anger also energizes us. Okay? From a survival perspective, we defend ourselves when we retaliate and make other people fear us. Okay, anger guards us when someone wants to hurt us. It gives us the strength and aggression to help us overcome a stronger enemy. In day-to-day situations, anger serves as a positive force to motivate us to stand up for ourselves and creatively find solutions to the challenges we face. Okay, there's it's like a whole list, guys. Anger motivates us to solve problems. Okay, when we feel like things are out of place, we can get angry. If things are not the way that they're supposed to be and need to change, anger propels us to do something and motivates us to find solutions to our problems. Anger is triggered when we face an obstacle or individual or something else that blocks our needs. It prepares us to deal with the obstruction or problem in our past so we can get to where we want to be. So sometimes, I've had that moment where, I was angry and I was like, for example, if I really wanted something and I couldn't get it and I was angry about it, this was like back then, I'd get a job. I'd angry apply to jobs and be like, fuck this shit. I need a job. And then I would get a job and then I'd make the money and then I'd buy what I wanted. Isn't that weird how sometimes anger motivates us? Some people get motivated when they look at themselves in the mirror. They're like something they see and they're like angry about it, right? You're just like, well, I'm angry. What can I change about it, right? But that anger that fired up inside of us made us do something about it. You get what I'm saying? So anger isn't always bad. It's sometimes good, right? Listening while I play Animal Crossing. Hey, what's up? Okay. Now, let's see. Anger makes us aware of injustice. Let's see. Okay, we often experience anger when we are denied rights or when faced with insults, disrespect, injustice, or exploitation. Anger serves as an internal guidance system that indicates something is not quite right, that someone has treated us unjustly or unfairly. Anger helps communicate to others, you'd better treat me fairly, otherwise you'll pay the high cost, on a global level. Standing up for a lack of fairness can prevent people from taking advantage of others. This type of anger can bring about positive change in society and increase the social cost of misbehaving, okay? So, for example, this is a list of like different kinds of angers, okay? It's not just one kind of anger. So, when something happens in the world, right? For example, Black Lives Matter, that wouldn't exist if people didn't stand up, right? If they weren't like, hey, like, what the hell? Why are you doing this? So now Black Lives Matter is a thing. And why did that happen? Because you were angry. So sometimes when you're angry, you create things that help society. If that makes any sense, like groups and stuff, right? Also, anger, you can express your anger towards someone who's mistreating you and you can put your foot down and be like, hey, like, what the fuck? Like, you better stop that shit, So there's a lot of positivity that comes out of anger, okay? Anger drives us towards our goals. Anger pushes us to pursue our desired goals and rewards. When we don't get what we want, anger is triggered and indicates we have moved away from our desired objective. Anger tries to eliminate whatever prevents us from realizing our desires. It energizes and pushes us to act in service of achieving our goals and working toward our ideals. So this goes along with anger can motivate you to do something that you know is going to be better for you. Okay. Anger injects optimism. Surprisingly, anger can trigger optimism. It can encourage us to focus on what we hope to achieve rather than merely focusing on the pain, insult, or victimization. The anger system is guarded, or it's geared toward what is attainable, not the impossible. When we are angry, we often feel positive about our ability to change the situation, empowering us to take action and move from an undesirable position to a desirable one. Okay. Anger protects our value and beliefs. Anger is a bargaining tool. Anger increases cooperation. Anger improves negotiating positions. Anger covers painful feelings. Um, okay, so similar to Sigmund Freud's defense mechanisms that exist to protect the personality from an unbearable anxiety when the ego is under attack, anger serves the critical psychological function. Anger is a raw, superficial emotion that prevents, defends, or blocks you from feeling even more painful emotions. For example, a person who has or who was betrayed by their partner may use anger to control their partner rather than share their own pain, which is difficult to bear. Okay? Anger pushes us to reach a deeper self. Okay? Anger is generally a very apparent emotion and at times can be volcanic. Yet, like a volcano that is formed with magma, when magma pushes up through the Earth's crust from below, uh, depositing lava on the surface, there are many forces that push anger to our surface, right? Such as fear and defensiveness. It might be a fear of losing control or fear of being alone, rejected, abandoned, unloved, etc. Anger provides insight into ourselves as it is the layer of deeper issues that are most hidden. This is why it is important to trace the trail of anger and dig down to find and address its source. Only after addressing the blockage that leads to anger can we free ourselves from the misery it sometimes induces. Okay? Um, Anger can also lead to self improvement. Okay? Feeling anger enhances emotional intelligence. Individuals willing to embrace uncomfortable emotions such as anger rather than avoiding or repressing them have greater emotional intelligence. Emotionally intelligent individuals do not resist anger. Instead, utilizing it as wisdom to gain its positives. As a result, they have highly flexible emotional response systems and are more adaptive and resilient. So, for example, my example that I went through when I was bullied in like what elementary school all the way to high school. I was angry because I was being bullied, but then I was like, it kind of helped me become a better person because I was like, well, one, it taught me not to be a bully because it hurts, right? And it just made me a better person overall. Like it showed me who I should hang out with and who I shouldn't hang out with. Like if that makes any sense. It made me strong because I didn't give a shit. They'd call me whatever they want. I was like, whatever, dude. But that anger was like what made me not care. Because when I showed them my anger, sometimes when you show your anger towards people, like especially with bullying and stuff, they're just gonna keep doing it because they're getting a reaction out of you. But sometimes you learn that you can be angry other ways without showing them, right? And like radiate positivity. So like I'm angry, right? Because someone called me an ugly girl or something. Okay, I'm just gonna like throw that out, or a bitch, whatever the fuck, right? Um, Instead of like me telling them like shit back, I'm just gonna keep it inside. And it's not that I'm keeping my anger inside. It's just that I'm thinking to myself, well, am I a bitch? Like, am I? No. Like, am I ugly? No. So like, let them say whatever the hell they want, and I'm just gonna be a better person, right? But what made you think that is because they called you a name, you were angry, you thought about it, you thought about like, should I retaliate or should I just ignore it? You know what I'm saying? Do I make sense? I hope I make sense to you guys because it makes sense in my head. But if it doesn't make sense to you guys, I apologize. Hi Ruby, I'm new and I love your channel. You're too funny. I look forward to all your videos. You're my therapy. Aw, well, thank you. I'm glad you're here. Welcome, Marilyn. So, how do you guys express anger? Okay. Um, So, Naomi, I know that you told me that sometimes when you're anxious, you throw ice into the bathtub, right? Um, so the thing with that is like sometimes anxiety, depression, and anger go together, right? There's always another emotion other than anger. There could be anger and hurt. It could be anger and anxiety, anger and depression. It could be a whole lot. It doesn't always have to be anger. Usually there's something always attached to that anger. So always try to think like, why am I angry, right? And I'm not talking, like I said, I'm not talking about road rage because obviously, like, I'll be driving and some idiot almost crashes into me and I'm like, mother, blah, 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 because I almost died. I'm not talking about that. Okay, I'm not talking about someone walking slow in front of you. I am talking about when you are literally hurt that someone did something, right? So you got to think like, why am I angry? And if you can tell that person that you're angry, just tell them. Because if you're going to hold that inside and you're not going to say anything, it's just that anger is just going to keep building up. And this is not a situation where you could just go throw your face in a pillow and scream. If it's anger towards someone, you want to go tell that person that you're angry. And if they don't accept, like if they don't want to talk to you or be civil with you, then you have your answer. Like, okay, maybe I shouldn't be angry and wasting my anger on them. You know what I'm saying? Because anger is an emotion, right? So why should you be angry with someone who doesn't give a shit about how you're feeling, right? There's no point, right? Um, a lot of times it's also like it's very hard not to forgive people when you're angry with them, depending on what it is. Like, for example, there could be co-parenting and one of the parents doesn't let you see the kid, right? There's always something you can do about that, okay? Always find a solution to the problem, right? Lisa, thank you so much. Have a blessed and less stressed week. Thank you so much, Lisa. I've actually had a pretty good day today. Um, I took my son to the dentist, and I have to take Michael to the doctor because he has like this little mole that is like weird looking. Just want to make sure that it's not anything else. Pippa, get any mail? Not yet. I haven't checked the mail today. Anger and frustration is a great pairing to common as hell too. Yes, anger and frustration. For example, I was angry and I was frustrated when my husband was gone. And it's, you know what? Here's the thing. You can feel angry about anything and no one should judge you for what you're upset about because they're not feeling what you're feeling. So, for example, I don't really tell people this, like, because it's just something that I felt when my husband was gone. There was this conversation that I had with my husband a while back, right? Well, when he was gone. And he was telling me that, he's alone in his hotel room and he's bored. And, and in my head, I was like, you should take advantage of that because you don't have me or the kids. Like, I always like when he leaves somewhere like that because he gets that break. And I'm not a jealous type, okay? I'm not like, oh my God, like, fucking asshole. Like, I'm not like that because I don't think that way. But this one time when we were talking, he was like, "Oh, I don't think it's hard. I think you just make it hard." Like, he wasn't trying to be an asshole. He was, men are very blunt when they talk. They don't realize how they're saying things until like you start yelling at them, right? So he was just like, he goes, I could do it. Like when I'm with the kids, I can do it. And I just got like really mad, and I was like, how, like, no. Like, you mean when I go to the grocery store, you can take care of all 3 kids? I'm like, when's the last time you took the kids in the car, all of them together? And, I've never left all the kids with him, right? So I was like really upset because he thought this, right? So I was like really mad. But then I was like, why am I getting mad? Like, there's no fucking point in getting mad because he's saying this shit. Just in my head, I was angry, but then I was like, just wait till he comes back and you have to go somewhere and he has to watch all 3 kids and let it play out and see what happens, right? And sure enough, he watched all 3 kids and he was going fucking crazy. And I was like, you see, I had to deal with that shit for a whole month. Got him. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's okay sometimes to be angry. I was a little jealous, a little bit, because he was going to all these food places and he was alone. And like, I felt like I want that, and he's over here like, it's easy. If I was with the kids, it'd be easy. Like, And I was like, really? Really? You want to go there? You want to go there? Lily says, it makes so much sense. I can relate. When guys say I look shit or other trash, I always believed them and felt like I'm a bad person. It made me so sad that I got angry about myself. And it's normal to feel angry and sad when someone says stuff like that to you because, like, what the fuck? Like, you start questioning yourself, right? But here's also something that I learned, that when you look in a mirror and you don't like what you see, it it is like it radiates negativity, so other people feel that. You get what I'm saying? Even though you're beautiful, and like if you're a beautiful person, like your personality shows more than your physical appearance, in my opinion. I could see a beautiful girl walking down the street, and if I say hi to her and conversate with her and she starts like being rude to me, like she automatically looks ugly to me. As you grow older, you realize like it's not about how someone looks, it's about how they are. Because if I, for example, if I wasn't with my husband and I met a guy and he was hot, right? But he was a fucking asshole, like why would I be with that person? I would pick personality over looks any day, okay? So when you're looking in a mirror and you like look at yourself and you say, I'm beautiful, and I don't give a shit what other people think, and you feel comfortable in your own skin, you'll radiate that and people will feel that. And then, I mean, one, it doesn't even matter what the fuck they think about you, but that positivity is going to make them see you the way you see yourself. When you show them that you are a positive person, that you are comfortable in your own skin, they're not gonna, it's weird. It's like a domino effect. Like you do it, they do it, and then the person they do it, and like anybody, every single person that you meet, they just start feeling that positivity. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not ugly. Like, what the fuck? Like, you'd be like, hey, like look at my hair, it looks nice today, right? Like, who cares if you're conceited? You have a right to be conceited. Who gives a shit? Um, comments. I tend to hide negative emotions behind humor. I do too. I'm the same way. I'm exactly the same way. I give into my other disorder and make myself take a nap. Anti-anxiety pills work because anger and anxiety are my favorite. Whatever works for you, girl. Whatever works for you. Pippa says, my counselor says anger is either hurt or pain. Identify which it is, and it's easier to deal with. Exactly. Always search what kind of anger, like, always reach deep into your anger and try to figure out why you're angry. And then it'll make you feel better if you find out the reason why you're angry. Like, okay, I'm angry because I got called ugly today, right? And then you dig deeper and you're like, but am I really ugly? Like, who the fuck is this person? Like, it doesn't even have to be that. It could be anything, right? I'm angry because my sister isn't talking to me, right? Why isn't she talking to you? Can you resolve it? There's always a solution to a problem, right? Um, let's see. Tell him to take a geocaching so he has something to do. What is that? I wonder what that is. Payback, Ruby. True, but how do you define those two? I mean, frustration is hurting and frustration is painful too. I don't know, just spitballing. How do you define the two? Well, like I said, when you're angry, there's always something attached to it, right? It's not just anger. It could be anger and pain, anger and frustration. I don't know what else. Those are usually the two things that I have, right? Um, but like I said, you find out what it is if you dig deep. Like, so for me, when I was angry that my husband said that, I was like, okay, one, I'm angry because he said that he could do it. Why can't I do it? Right? So then I was like, okay, two, I'm like, but has he watched all three? Like at the same time while I was gone for days? No. So he doesn't know. I don't have to tell him that. I don't have to be like, hey, you don't know shit. I could just keep that shit to myself and I'll feel better about it. Three, when he comes back, he's gonna see how hard it is because, I'm gonna be like doing stuff and he's gonna have to watch all the kids by himself, right? And then I was like, four, there's no point in being angry because what he said is not even true. Like, I'm obviously doing it. Like, at the moment, I'm literally watching all three kids. And they're, like, I'm just complaining that it's hard, but I'm doing it, right? So why am I getting angry that he's saying that I can't do it if I'm doing it? So it takes a little while, but you gotta dig. Dig, dig, dig. Um, let's see. Anger is the tip of the iceberg. Hurt, anger, sadness, etc. is the root of most anger. Yes. Um, geocaching, that's a good one. One of my favorite friends still does. Robert says, when I get angry, it takes me a while to come down and I put on music to help me. Yes, you can do stuff like that. You can go out for a walk, put music, get that frustration out through music. Sometimes, I know it sounds weird, but sometimes music heals. Like it really does. Dawn says, I was almost one of your stories back in 2010. My dad committed suicide because his so called wife took everything, furniture, and money while he was gone to work one day. That's fucked up. I am so sorry that happened to your dad. How's your dad doing now? Dipolar says, yeah, Sarah, anger is easy to show and kind of more acceptable than sadness or anxiety or just so crying, depression, especially for men. Jeremy says, it takes a lot to piss me off, but when you do, you better watch your back. Jeremy's like, fuck everything. I'll fuck someone up. Jeremy, calm down. I don't think I've ever seen Jeremy mad in any of his lives. Like, Jeremy, you don't really. Well, you do express when you're upset about something, which is good because expressing, like talking about it, that's why, you know what? It's funny because I was thinking the other day, like when I go on my lives, I know I'm not diamond painting, by the way, I'm sorry. When I go on my lives, you guys know a lot about my life. That's fine. That's okay because you know what? Just like I would tell my best friend about what's going on, I'll tell you guys what's going on. I might not tell you everything, but I'll tell you guys because you know what? Venting helps, you know? Um, it helps to be angry and tell people why you're angry because you're not keeping it in, you know? And for me, that's how it is with you guys. I can tell you guys, like, oh my God, my kid did this shit today. And I'm not going to see comments like, oh my God, you're terrible. Like, why didn't you get a babysitter? Like, nothing like that. When I come to you guys, I know I can come to you guys because you guys make jokes about it. You guys are like, oh, you're a good mom. Don't worry about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's always good to express what you're going through. A lot of, like back then, I used to watch this girl, I'm not going to say her name, but she was always like, I don't want to say complaining because that sounds rude, but she was always complaining about her life. And it was getting really like overwhelming. But he, like, so when is it too much? You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't like telling you guys I'm upset every single day because you know what's going to happen if I tell you and I'm not. But if I did, if I was, right? If I tell you guys every single time I get on, like, oh my God, I'm so depressed, like, fuck my life. Like, it's just going to make you feel that way. It kind of rubs off on people. And then you feel bad and you're like, shit. And then it'll get to the point where you guys are not going to watch me because you get depressed when you're watching me, right? So it's okay to let people know how you're feeling as long as you're not overwhelming them. You get what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Does that make any sense? So this person that I was talking about, like all her lives were like, I'm so sad, like I hate my life, and I was just like, okay, well I can't deal with this shit. I have to have some positivity, like I cannot do it. Dawn says, my sister and sorry if the table's moving. I freaking hate this table. I can't wait to get a new table, guys. Like, this is dumb. Sorry, I just had to throw that in there because I see my screen, like, on the computer shaky. Dawn says, my sister and I were ready to take her out of this world. Then she wasn't going to give him a funeral. In the end, I gave her family a few hours for their funeral, and then we had our own. Wait, what? Hold on, did I miss something? I was almost one of your stories. So-called wife took everything. I feel like you said two different stories, and I'm like, what? I'm lost. Can you explain what you mean, Don? I'm sorry, I don't mean to sound rude or nothing, but I really don't get what the second one says. Like, my sister and I were ready to take her. Oh, okay, you're okay. I get it. You were gonna kill the bitch. Okay, then she wasn't gonna give him a. Then she wasn't gonna give him a funeral. In the end, I gave her family a few hours for their funeral, and we had. Wait a second. What are you talking about? Oh my God, no, Don. I thought, oh, I'm so sorry. I read that the other way. I read that your dad had like tried to suicide. I'm so sorry that happened to you. Now I get it. Okay. Oh, wow. That's terrible. I am so sorry, Don. Ugh. What a bitch. Okay, Lisa says music is the savior when it comes to handling anxiety. Sorry, soul crushing depression. Dawn says, we are your sounding board, Ruby. Aw. Dipolar Diamond says, I have a little fidget cube that helps when I am anxious, and Ken Diamond Paint makes a clicking noise that I like. Oh my god, aren't those things cool? They have like a popping one now. Like you can pop bubbles. I want to get that. Robert says, we have your back, Ruby Q. Well, thank you, Robert. I got your back too. Pippa says, some people vent to cleanse, but if you say it and stay in it, that's a problem. Some folks just swallow. Yes, that's very true. So there is a difference between venting and just like bathing in it. Okay. When I was having problems with the kids, like I would tell you guys, but it was in a way where it was like funny, you know, because like a lot of you on here, you know, you associate your like when you're upset with humor, right? Like you're upset, so you're just gonna make jokes about it, right? But that helps you, and that's how I deal with my shit. Like I would never come on here and be like, this motherfucking kid over here, you know what he did? And I'm so angry and like, oh my god, like no, 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 no. I'll be like, you know what Chucky 2.0 did today? He flooded my bathroom. That's what he did, little shit. Like, you know, like, but that's just how I am, you know. But yes, Pippa, you're 100% right. Like, yes, do not ever like just swallow someone whole and like just keep them in that depression bubble with you. Like I know it sounds really messed up, but it makes it where they'll never be there for you again. I've had that happen to me. Um, where I would tell people like how upset I was about things and they just got over it. They were like, "Oh my god, like can you just shut up already?" Like I get it. Every conversation I would have with them was like, "I'm sad. Oh, I'm angry." Like, you know. Um my psych ends a session with saying 5 things. Hearing 4 things, touching 3 things, smelling 2 things, and feeling 1 thing are similar to ground you. Yes. So that is something that I just literally learned like the last time I had a therapy session, which was over the phone because I didn't want to go in person. And I also didn't want to like do the whole FaceTime thing. But yes, and it actually works. It really does. Mindfulness and that really helps you ground yourself because sometimes when you have anxiety or you're angry or whatever the hell, your mind wanders and it just thinks crazy shit. Like you don't even, and I want to let you guys know that when you start thinking some crazy shit, okay? Like crazy things in your head, like stupid made up scenarios when you're at the store walking down the fucking aisle, right? It's normal, okay? Our brains are so fucking smart. Like sometimes we don't even want to think this shit and it just pops in our head, right? Like I'll tell you guys something about me. I have this fucking problem. And I call it a problem, but it really isn't, okay? Where every time I go to the store like Walmart or fucking Target or something, I always feel like I'm gonna be in a situation where there's gonna be a fucking active shooter because we all know the US is known for that shit. And I always think like, where the fuck's the exit? What do I do if I have all the kids? Like, and then I just start shopping and thinking about that the whole time, and I scare the fuck out of myself every single time. Or when my husband goes out, and like the second day he was here, he went to I think it was Walmart. Yes, it was Walmart. And he was like showing me some stuff on FaceTime, and I told him like, I'm getting really bad anxiety about you, and I don't like it. And he was like, instead of him getting upset and being like, oh my god, nothing's gonna happen, like he was like, babe, I know where all the exits are, calm down, you're fine. Like, you know, but that's just like that's what I'm talking about. Sometimes you don't even want to think about it and it just pops in your fucking head, right? And you're just like, why am I thinking this shit? It's like dumb. Like what are the chances? Like, you know, but it's normal. Don't ever think you're crazy when you're thinking crazy shit, okay? Like that was really hard for me to get through with my head. Like, why am I thinking this weird shit? Or like, for example, have you ever, I know this sounds really fucking mean, but it happens, okay? Have you ever looked at a baby and just wanted to punch it in the face? For no fucking reason. You're just like, what would happen? Like, that's the kind of shit I'm talking about. Sometimes your brain just thinks things like you would never do it, but you think it, right? Please tell me I'm not the only one. Please, because if I'm the only one who has ever wanted to punch a baby for no reason, like, then there's something wrong with me. Let's see. I used to leave sticky notes everywhere with inspiration sayings and reminders that I would read, and it helped me a lot. Yes, I tried that. I don't know why it didn't work for me, but I know it works for a lot of people. Elizabeth says, whoa, I waved hello. Oh, okay. Message retracted. I tried to read it, but it like went away. My husband used to travel a ton, and I was always worried he was going to die on a work trip. Yes. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like sometimes you just think things. Um, you are not the only bone or the only one. Never mind. It's up there. I'm just dumb. What? You're not dumb. Um, what is weird about me is that I am so jaded that being in a big store and thinking that it is normal, but it could happen. And if it is, it is. Yes. Also works. Meditation also works too. YouTube has a lot of meditation. Um, Wayward Gypsy says Zoloft and therapy got me through that. That's exactly what I'm doing. Zoloft and therapy. Lisa says no, Ruby Q, you're not. Let's see. You have to keep repeating positive affirmation to get it to sink in. Depends on how low your self-esteem is in that area. Yes. I got a thumbs down. Why? Because I'm helping people. Jerks. Oh my god, it's only been 35 minutes? Holy crap, I thought it was like an hour already. I guess I'm just like like talking and talking. Yeah, I just had a lot to say today because wait, why am I using that one? Because it's been a while since I was really off my game last week, guys. Like I came on here on Mindful Monday and I literally didn't really talk about anything. It was just about like whatever. And I felt really bad. And then I did the Friday Night Live and it was a short Friday true crime story and I just felt really off my game. But I didn't want to miss anything because I told my husband, I was like, dude, I've missed so many Fridays. Like I can't do it. Like I have to get back on my feet and get back on my schedule that I have, you know? So this is why there's more conversation about mental health this week than there was last week. If anything, I want to delete my last week's mental health Monday. I was like, it sucked. It sucked. Let's see. What are the comments? One thumb is mine, the usual, but seriously, WTF. This is good stuff to know. I'm sending that person a glitter bomb. Okay. Dipolar says, let's see. Hold on. Okay. Pippa says, and why would you believe you're beautiful if your self-esteem is in the floor? That goes with the comment that you said above that one, right? I planned my funeral during COVID and left the notes for my brother. You feel different when you know your funeral is planned right down in the... Wait, why were you doing that? Pippa says, one thumb... Okay, I read that one. Esteem example only. Oh, okay. Naomi. So one thing I really want to say in this live, because there's one person that was always there for me. Like, I'm not saying you guys weren't. You guys were. But this person... which you guys think, or I think you guys already know who it is. She wrote me every single day. Like, I'm not even joking. She literally wrote me every day, okay? And sent me, like, the funniest memes ever. And sometimes I wouldn't even write back. And it wasn't because I didn't want to. It was just because, like, I don't know. I guess I would stare at it, look at it, feel bad for myself, and then just be like, okay. You know what I'm saying? But I would write back. And that's Naomi. If there's a friend out there that's, like, holy shit, they'll go over the moon for you, that's Naomi. Because of her, I seriously felt so much better when Aunt was gone, because she would like literally tell me every day, like, you got this, you're doing good. Like, if the kids are being little dicks, like, whatever, fuck them, you know. In her own words, not like that, but in her own words. And I was like, yes, girl, thanks. Like, because, you know, sometimes you need to hear that, like, it's okay for you to feel a certain way and for you to like dislike your kids sometimes. And it's normal. Sometimes I'm like, oh, Anthony, like, I do not like you right now. Get the hell away, you know, because he's like annoying. And like, I'm like, oh my God. So she like let me know, you're fine, you're okay. So thank you so much, girlfriend, because I don't know, like, there's a lot of factors. Like, there's me going on here on Monday still when he was gone, and like you guys like telling me everything was fine, I'm doing good, Naomi writing me every day. There was a lot of things that was helping me, and it's only a month, but holy shit, dude, like, it was the longest month of my life. Naomi says, I'm glad I could help. Pippa says, do you mean bullies at Robert? Robert says, Ruby, how do you deal with bullies? Bullies, okay. So I love that question. I really do. Usually how I see it is when people bully you, they want attention themselves, right? And adults do that shit. It's not just children who do that. Adults bully other adults. And it sounds funny, like bully, really? Like, what are we in grade school? But no, for real, adults bully. They do. So when an adult, even when a kid does it, okay, let's talk about adult bullying, okay? When an adult bullies you, it's 100% because they're jealous of you. And there's no way that's not true. Because why else would a grown ass person be talking shit? Or like, seriously, it's the fucking truth. Like, a kid, I get it because other kids do it and they want to look cool and they want attention and blah, blah, blah. But as an adult, if like freaking Sally down the street is telling me that my hair looks ugly, it's because she likes my hair and she's just talking shit, right? That's why I don't like me, like as an adult now, I don't talk shit about anybody. Like, I don't like saying, like, oh, that girl's ugly, or like, because one, that's not nice. And two, the only reason I would be doing it, like thinking to myself, like, why would I say that? Is because I'm jealous of that girl, right? Because she looks a certain way that I don't. So when the way that I deal with bullies as an adult is it goes in one ear out the other. Like, it literally does. As long as they're not physically hurting me or stalking me or hurting my family, I can give two fucks, okay? Like, I'll just be like, okay, cool, dude. Like, you don't like me, whatever. You know, okay, so recently, I wouldn't call this bullying, but I would, what would I call this? Um, this person was saying shit about my parenting, okay? Just a couple days ago, for example, this lady down the street, she lives like literally, I could see her house from my house. I let Jonathan's 4 years old, okay? I let him go down the hill because all the kids go down the hill. And it's not even like where my, you know, if you guys seen my videos, it's not where my, what is it called? My mailbox is. It's literally like right below my house. Okay, so all the kids go down that little hill and they play and they have fun and it's like whatever. Now, if Jonathan does go all the way down the hill, I go get his ass, right? It might take some time, but I go get his ass. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you can't be out here by yourself. Usually he's with his brother, okay, who's like almost 9. But anyway, so Jonathan up here, he likes to play with the kids, and if the kids go inside the garage, he's gonna go in the garage, right? Because he's used to that shit up here, right? So down the hill, he does that because he has a friend, like a little girl friend, and she hangs out with him. And I met the mom; she's nice, and sometimes he goes into her house because I talk to her and I know her, and she's fine with it, right? Well, the neighbor that's right next to his little friend, she went on Facebook, right? And it was like this thread. It was like this other lady had posted in the community about how, like, there's these kids who are walking into the street while cars are passing by. And she's just making sure that if it's someone's kid in particular, to talk to them, right? And then people started writing, like, oh, yeah, there's a lot of kids out here who just run into the street and blah, 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 right? And then the lady, and I know who she is. I mean, I know what she looks like. She was like, "Oh yeah, we have one of those in our neighborhood. He's a little 4-year-old boy that is always roaming around, and like his parents don't even care." And then I was kind of like, "Okay, like man, maybe it's not him." And then she was like, "He likes to go in a garage into people's houses, and like he has no respect for anybody or anything." And then she goes, and then one of my friends, I think she knew who she was talking about because the only 4-year-old around that, like my street, is Jonathan. So she said, like, oh, is it on this street? And she goes, yes. He's always coming down here and playing with the kids, but he's always going in my garage. And it's really annoying. Like, he has no manners and his parents don't watch him. So then I was like, I wrote on there and I'm like, well, obviously you're talking about my kid. I'm like, so if you have a problem with my kid going into your garage and supposedly going into your house, why don't you come up here and talk to me about it instead of putting it on the internet? Like, I get it, you're upset, but the only way that there's going to be a solution to a problem is if you talk to the person, like the parent, right? I'm the parent. I know you're talking about my son. So come up here and talk to me about it. She didn't say nothing after that. Like she was just like, oh, never mind. Like, you know? And like she was questioning my parenting. And I'm like, dude, like I get it. He's 4 years old, but he's not doing anything. He's not running into the street getting hit by cars. Like literally he's just down the hill. And I see him. He's always playing with those little kids. And it made me feel bad, and I was like, shit, maybe I am a bad parent, right? But then I was like, no, this bitch don't even know me, like, to be saying that shit online, like, really? So, what I was trying to get at is, if you know how you really are, and someone says that you're a certain way, just let it go in one ear out the other, okay? If you definitely know you're not what this person says you are, just ignore it. Because if you question it, if you question yourself, is this going to be eating at you, and you're going to be like, but am I? But am I? But am I? And then you're going to let this person get to you. And that's adult bullying. Like, if seriously, it really is though. Let's see. It is good that you have a friend like Naomi. I have been having bad anxiety and depression. Oops, what the hell happened? Oh, wait, why is it paused? What the hell? What? Hold on, guys. My thing's paused. I don't know why. Okay. Depression, I have had no one to vent, and it only seems to get worse. Well, Beth, that is why we are here, and that is why I'm here. If you ever need to talk, Instagram girl, or email me. Bullies suck. Bullies only want to swing themselves up to a higher level. They might have gotten bullied before as well, and now they are trying to hurt others to feel better. Exactly. Good day, everyone. Koala, hello. Beth, if you need someone, you can contact me on Facebook. Same name and profile pics. Okay. So yes, adult bullying, just let it, just who cares? As long as they're not physically doing anything to you. Like, if you're a grown person and another grown person is like talking shit, like just ignore it. There's no reason to fight. Now, if someone hurts my babies, like that's a different thing. If an adult hurts any of my babies, that's different, okay? That's like, I'm gonna go mess you up type of shit. You know, or like even adults like saying stuff to your kids, that's different. That's a whole different story. I'm back, had a customer. Oh, what's up? What's up, Joe Beer? I think it's great your kids are playing outside with other kids and not just sitting in the house. They will grow up with better social skills. And like seriously, the kid, they don't like, we're all family up here. All the kids, like we all parent them. It takes a village, okay? We're all each other's all these kids are our kids, you know, and vice versa, whatever the hell. So when they go down the hill, even the little girl that he hangs out with down the hill that comes up here, like she even knows, like if I yell at her for something, it's not that I'm yelling at her to be mean, it's because I'm worried about her. Like they'll be swinging from the trees and I'm like, stop that shit. Like they give me heart attacks, okay? Because I'm like, they're gonna fall, that branch is gonna fall, and like I'll make them get off, right? Even if they're like, well, my mom lets me, and I'm like, well, I'm not, so get the hell off. And then, you know, sometimes it's not like I'm being rude. Like the parents already know, like, okay, she's doing it because she cares, you know? And like my neighbor, I call her my neighbor, but she's really like a really good friend of mine. She was telling me yesterday that Anthony and Jonathan were like fist fighting each other in the street and shit, like Street Fighter and shit. And she was like, hey, she's like, quit that shit. Like she yelled at them, and she's like, you're supposed to be like be protecting each other, not fighting each other, and like stuff like that, right? But you know, for that lady to be like, he goes into my garage and blah blah blah, I was kind of like, well, why don't, like, do you tell him to get out? Like, what? Like, do you just let him go in your house? Like, what the fuck? And like I said, if it's a real issue, always talk to the parent. You know, like it's never talk crap about someone's kid online ever. Like seriously, don't do it, because one, you're a grown person to be talking shit about someone's kid. You know, and that's how I think of it. Like if I don't like a kid, like, I'm not going to be like, oh my God, this kid down the street. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just keep that shit to myself. Like, damn little brat. You know? But that's just how I am. Let's see. What time is that? All right. And Jonathan. Ugh. Can't remember my kids' names. Michael's appointment is in an hour and a half. So, I'll stay on for another 10 minutes and then I'll let you guys go. But I hope you guys got something out of this Monday, Mindful Monday live. I know sometimes I just troll on and like change subjects while I'm talking about a subject, but whatevs, okay. I'm trying over here. So yes, let me know, how do you guys feel about this live? I hope you guys are feeling good today. I hope you guys are not upset or sad today about something. I just really want to talk about anger because, you know, like a lot of people say, don't let your anger out. But sometimes you do have to, so you feel better. Sometimes crying doesn't do it. Sometimes you gotta cry and be angry or just be angry. Scream into a pillow. Go talk to the person who made you angry, as long as you're not fighting physically with them or verbally, because that doesn't help. Always find a solution to a problem. Especially when dealing with adults, they hate you because they ain't you. Yep, that's exactly what I say. Adults bullying other people, they're just jealous. They just want what you have. Feeling wonderful today. Well, I'm glad you're feeling wonderful. I'm feeling good today too. Um, my brother is going to be leaving tomorrow, which is sad, but he needs to get home and do his own thing. It was fun having him here. 'Tis fun. And my niece, I got to hang out with my niece. She's like the cutest little girl. She has like a little chipmunk voice. It was cute hearing her talk. Hi, Tia. And I'm like, hi. How are you doing today? I'm like, oh, okay. Like I had to get used to it because I'm not used to having like a squeaky little voice. Like I have the boys and they talk like boys, but she talks like a little chipmunk. Let's see. Comments. Okay. So yeah, anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this live. Hope you guys have a wonderful morning, evening, nighttime, wherever you're at, day. Cause it's cray cray in the city. I'm singing random shit now. So when I start singing is like when I don't have anything else to say, right? You guys know that, right? Right. I can't wait to finish this diamond painting, guys, because I want to work on another one. Like, I'm almost done with this. It's not even that big, and I'm over here like, oh my god, it's taking forever. I want to finish this diamond painting. I think it's funny how this look sticks to my wrist thingy. She looks like a mini Ruby. She's adorable. No, she doesn't look like me. She's so cute, though. She really is. Oh, I also forgot. Did I talk about how not to take out your anger on people? Because there's no takebacks. Once you start taking your anger out on someone, like it's over. Like it's very hard to gain their trust back because you taking out your anger on them is just like basically, I don't know how I would explain it in words. I know how it sounds in my head, but in words it's really hard to explain it. It's like you're hurting them, but it makes you feel better about that. You get what I'm saying? Like when you're taking your anger out on someone, that's what it is. And like sometimes it's really hard not to. Like you don't mean to. Like you'll be angry about something, and then you'll be talking to someone that like your friend or your sister, and then you're just angry, so you start yelling at them, but you're not really yelling at them. Like you're giving them attitude, but you don't mean to. Like always try not to do that because it really does affect people, and affects them. All right, guys, I'm gonna go because I have a brain fart now. But like I said, it was really nice talking to you guys today. I like the conversation that I had with you guys, and I like talking about anger. It's not very much talked about, so it was nice. And next week, I'll try to find like a topic to talk about, because I know like sometimes I do have like a certain topic like anger and sadness and like, because we are human and we feel stuff. It just turns into a vicious cycle that keeps going around. Yes. Lisa, I hope you have a wonderful day. Mary Ellen, thank you so much. Dawn says, love you, Ruby Q. Thank you for sharing this with us. Good talk. Thank you, Dawn. Um, you know, I am always here for everybody. I already told you guys where you guys could contact me. You guys do not bug me. Um, I know it's like a little weird. A lot of people don't like giving out their personal information. Like, but when I say that, if you really, really, really need help and you're on the edge and you want to talk to me, I will give you my number. Okay, but don't be fucking stalking me. Okay, okay. So yeah, I always like my emails in the description, my Instagram messenger. I usually write a lot of people on there. But I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Thank you. Have a good day. Thank you, Annette. I hope you have a wonderful day as well. Bye. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Naomi, I hope you have a wonderful night. Knowing that this is coming helps me through Monday. Aw. Well, I'm glad. I'm so happy that like you guys come here when you guys are feeling down because it makes me happy. It makes me happy to help people. I love helping people. I'm not Dr. Phil, okay, but I do like to like Dr. Phil ya. Okay, that was terrible, but you know what I'm saying? Hey, so remember that one time I had Mary Jane Monday? I need to have that again. We need a Mary Jane Monday. Sandra says, I've been having an issue with building resentment. Is that something you'd be interested in talking about? Yes. Like, girl, yes. So I'm going to write that down, actually. Let me see. Where is my pen? I always lose my pens. Okay. I'm going to... Where should I write this shit down? I don't have paper? Really? Really, Ruby? Really? Okay, right here. Okay. Resentment. Written down. So like, don't mail myself to your house. Please don't. You already know. If you do, you're not gonna get here alive. We talked about this already. Please don't do it. I don't want to see a dead Naomi at my doorstep. Okay, just fly your ass over here. It's all good in the hood. It's regarding my elderly mother who lives with me. Sandra, do you want to talk about it privately, or do you want me to make it one of my next Monday's Mindful Monday live? I can do both. I can do one. Doesn't matter. Just let me know. Love you. Have a wonderful day. I love you too, Jeremy and Trapper Do and Mary Jane Kitty. Mary Jane. I love everybody. Everybody. I love you all. Except for the person who thumbs me down. Pippa, I still love you. Mary Jane, she's my favorite thing. I just want to make sure that I say bye to everybody. I hate just being like, okay, bye, and then just like hang up, basically. You know what I'm saying? I don't like doing that. Let's see. Sandra, let me know on Instagram, okay? But I'm gonna let y'all go. Bye, guys. Bye. Bye-bye. I'll see you tomorrow for book club.